Hello, Nicole. It's nice to meet you. Do you prefer to be called Nicole or something else? Or
I go by Nicole.
okay. Well, great. On your intake assessment, there are some things we need to go over. So before we get started with this session, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay. I have your informed consent to speak with you about issues that you want to go over during our session.
Yes, you do. I gave my written consent.
Perfect. You understand that if at any time I deem that that you're a danger to yourself or to others, that I'm considered a mandated court mandated reporter, and that by law I have to report it to the proper authorities?
Yes,
Okay.
I understand.
Okay, good. Okay, so just so you know, anything you tell me here is considered confidential, and it can only be shared with your express consent, unless unless like I stated before, that I believe you're a danger to yourself and that I would have to report it. So do you understand that?
I understand. Yes, I do.
All right, great. Tell me, Nicole, what brings you here today?
Well, recently I've been having thoughts of family, and in 2009, I had to go for a uterine artery embolization, and I remember that day, the doctor during the pre-op gave me the news and told me that I probably would not be able to have any children, and that if I did get pregnant, I probably would not be able to carry a child to full term. I can remember how I felt when, and devastated that I was when he gave me that news.
That must have been difficult.
Yes, it was some of the hardest news that I've received in my life, because since I was a kid, I've always had a desire and always envisioned myself with children.
Can you tell me more about how this makes you feel?
Well, to be honest, it made me feel depressed. My hopes were dashed. I mean, what woman wouldn't want to be able to give her husband children?
Sounds like you felt sad.
I did. It was. It made me feel overwhelmed at first, but ironically, right on the heels of that feeling, was one of hope. I'm a Christian, and I firmly believe that it's not over until God says so.
So you feel like you were overwhelmed and at first, and then your faith in God is carrying you through the sadness and gives you hope?
I'd have to say yes, more than I expected. But I still have this yearning for my own family now and then. What do I do with that feeling?
Can you describe these feelings that you're having a little bit further?
Well, every now and again, especially around the holidays or visiting friends, I might be surrounded by people, and I'll start to feel sad. I look around, and I'm not content being by myself, or even knowing that I'm going home to an empty house.
So what I'm hearing you say, Nicole, is because you yearn to have a family, this yearning and loneliness is exacerbated whenever you are visiting friends or around the holidays?
Yeah. So many friends and church members have made me feel like my desire to be married and have children is abnormal. Um, I've been told that it hasn't happened yet because I wanted too much. How am I supposed to feel about that?
It must be confusing for you to have friends make you feel that your desires are normal.
Well, extremely. Um, I feel like I'm being judged for wanting to have the same things that they have.
Hmm. Seems unfair. It's difficult to listen to the preconceived notions of others.
Well, I don't like being measured according to someone else, anybody else. I'm an individual.
Yes, yes, I see that. Can you tell me more about this individualism and what makes you who you are today?
Well, I have to say my experiences make me who I am. Um, I had a mother that poured into us, and she was my biggest cheerleader. My friends wanted to be around my mother. Some of the fondest childhood memories that I have are times that I spent with my mother. I think this is one of the reasons that I desire so strongly to have children of my own, so that I can pour love back into another human being.
It sounds like you miss her. Uh, it sounds like your mother was a really big influence in your life.
Yeah, she definitely was and is. Um, she was a very positive force in my life, and she just made me feel loved and secure.
Hmm. Well, your mother seems amazing. Can you elaborate on that positive force and just how did she make you feel loved?
Well, she was just a great mom. She was a huge inspiration in my life. Some of my earliest and fondest memories involve moments with my mother, singing and reading to me, laughing and making me laugh, tickling me at night. Those things helped make me feel safe. They made me feel secure. They made me feel loved.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, your mother made you feel safe and secure, um, and she showed you true love.
Yes. The love that I received and felt from my mother, it helps me define love in my life today.
Hmm. Interesting. So, how important is it for you to recreate that feeling at this present moment?
Well, this feeling is extremely important to me, and I think I need to work on surrounding myself with people that help create that feeling for me.
Mm.
I mean, at my church, for example, I never expected people to be so unkind with their words.
Mm. You seem hurt by them.
Well, it was unexpected, very unexpected. You expect people on the street, strangers, to say unkind things to you. Um, Not your church family. Not your church family.
Well, Nicole, what I'm hearing you say is that you were really surprised by the people you're close to treat you this way. Um, what are the things you expect from a church family?
Yes, what you said is correct. And some of the things that I expect from my church family, it would be empathy, um, understanding, and to be able to trust them.
That's quite understandable. Can you share any positive feelings you may have had or interactions that you may have had with people at the church?
Well, my church family gives me this sense of family that I miss since my mother's death. Um, I have several close friendships that I've developed from church.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about those friendships, the ones that you feel make up that true church family.
I have a very close knit group of girlfriends. Keisha, she's my closest friend, confidant, mentor. You have Donna, she's a close friend, kind of like a mother figure also. And she lives in Delaware and she's from Jamaica. And then you have Shelly, and she's a close friend and a prayer partner as well. And she's from Trinidad and she lives in Delaware. Then I have Samantha, and she's the friend I've known the longest. She lives in Maryland and she's from the UK. And then here, there's Deshana, and she's from here in Columbia.
Okay. Well, it seems that you have a support system. So what are their thoughts to the incident at church?
Well, they also think that the comments that were made in church were said in poor taste, and that I should not allow them to affect me in any way. And Keisha said that I needed to consider the source, and that is so like Keisha.
And have you considered the source?
Yes, I have, but it still hurts. Some of these people were pastors. They were pastors.
It sounds like your friends, that close-knit group, it sounds like they are asking you to revisit the incident from a different perspective.
Well, indeed. When I did that, it made me feel better. Even though I still can't understand some people's motives. I still don't.
Well, understanding people's motives is difficult, if sometimes nearly impossible. It seems to me you may be expending energy with this situation, which causes you much anguish.
I guess I need to focus on the input I receive from true friends and those that matter to me the most.
So I'm wondering, what have your friends told you or mentioned to you about your desires for marriage and having children?
Well, they support my desires, and they said that it'll happen in God's time.
How does that support make you feel? take some time to imagine the feeling that you get from that support as you answer this question.
Mm-hmm. How does it make me feel? Well, I'd have to say it makes me feel great. Validated in a way, if that makes any sense at all. It makes me feel like I'm not crazy or abnormal.
Well, it sounds like to me that you really know who to confide in. Nicole, I would like the opportunity to visit with you a couple more times to explore your desires and what the future holds for you. How does that sound to you?
I think that would be great. I really need to work through the issues about having children.
Yes, I can see it's important.
Yes, it is. I mean, I know I can get over people and their comments since, humans will be humans. But I really need to work through my issues surrounding children.
Okay, then. We will get together in a couple of weeks. We will begin discussing and planning and setting some goals, discussing an important part of your future. And when we set those goals, we'll get you to a better place with those desires.
Okay. Well, thank you. I look forward to our next discussion session.
Great. Take care, Nicole. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. As you step out into the reception area, there'll be staff there waiting to set you up for your next appointment. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great.